I now call upon Graduate School Lorna Moore to present candidates for master's degrees.
Will the candidate for the master's degrees please stand and move toward the platform? Oops, I beg your pardon, I'm in the wrong place. Will the Master of Arts candidates please move forward toward the platform. President Hatch, these candidates have completed all the requirements for the master's degrees, and it is with pleasure that I present them to you on behalf of the faculty of the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences for the conferral of their degree.
Under the authority of the Board of Trustees and upon the recommendation of Dean Moore and the graduate faculty, I confer upon you the appropriate master's degree.
Jonathan Kramer Adams, Katie Arendt, Stephanie Botero, Brian Matthew Calhoun, Drew Patrick Single, Catherine Lorelei Kalo, Benjamin Carter Cook, James Stevens Cornish, Paul James Kubre, Joshua Immerman Driscoll, Samuel W. Fletcher, Edna Cockburn Green, Lincoln Wesley Harris Jr., Bradley M. Johnson, Marvin Jones, Yi-Hwa Liu, Catherine Cecile McCarthy, Orita Danielle McCorkle, Samuel Stephen Montfort, Catherine Ann Morgan, Jennifer Catherine Niles, Margaret Mary Pondal, Erin Ruth Silva, Ellen Marie Sizemore, Gretchen Marie McCabe Spars, Lynette B. Stewart, Stephanie Elizabeth Taylor, Ioana F. Thimido Tudela Pena, Israel Aaron Vance, Sarah Jane Varick, James Russell Wilkerson, Andrea Leah Worsham, and Brittany E. Witch. Now we begin with the Masters of Science degree recipients. Congratulations, Master of Arts recipients. Ashley Hendricks Case, Daniel Scott Clevenger, Michael Blair Krause, Imo Asuko Ibong, Leah Muniz Gardner, Cassandra L. Herman, Paul Jones Masanka, Thomas Michael Minta, Edison Francisco Munoz Raquel, Renee D. Provitt, Madison Schoaf, Julie Sorensen, Leah Lynn Squires, Tess Stamper, Jacob White, Dan Shoei, Najah, and Percy Campos. Congratulations, Masters of Science recipients. Next, we have a Masters of Arts in Education recipient, Jessica Pendek Yanez, followed by Masters of Arts in Liberal Studies recipients, Cameron York Benfield, Gladys A. Hairston, Dana Ann Hyatt, Christina Leah Restivo, Mark Christopher Petrano. Congratulations, Masters of Arts in Education and Masters of Arts in Liberal Studies recipients.
Before we present bachelor's degrees, I would like to remind parents and family members that we want you to have pictures of this event. We have a professional photographer and videographer here, and you will have an opportunity to obtain these mementos of the day. I now call upon Jackie Fetro, Dean of the College, to present the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in Arts and Sciences.
Class of 2012, this is the moment towards which you have been working for 4 years. On behalf of the faculty on the stage, the faculty of the college, I am very pleased to see you and your families here today and congratulate you on your achievements. The class of 2012 is a special one to me. I've gotten to know some of you very well, and I've worked with many of you during my 3.5 years as Dean of the College. I want to thank you for the contributions you have made to our special community during your 4 years here. Just a word about how this is going to go. After your name has been called, we ask that you please return to your seat and show your classmates respect and courtesy by remaining throughout the entire ceremony. For the recessional, you will walk through a line of the faculty of the college who wish to congratulate you on your graduation. Bachelor of Arts candidates degree for the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, please stand. President Hatch, these candidates have completed the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Arts, and it is with pleasure that I present them to you on behalf of the faculty of the college for the conferral of their degree.
Under the authority of the Board of Trustees and upon the recommendation of Dean Fetro and the faculty of the college, I confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Arts.
Bachelor of Arts degree holders of the class of 2012, you are now alumni of Wake Forest College. Will the Bachelor of Arts graduates please proceed to the platform at the direction of the faculty marshals?
James Samuel Abbott, Alexander Robert Aceituno, Brittany Elizabeth Agrillo, John Benjamin Aguilar, Chelsea Ann Albus, Natalie Candace Alkire, Celeste Blackwell Allen, Chelsea Jansen Allen, Eric Ferreira Alves, Andrew Joseph Amari, Melis Joy Amat, Michael Joseph Amato, Jesse Sloan Ammons, Caitlin Elizabeth Anderson, Anna Andreevna Angarsky, Andrew Arajo, Jessica Tori Armstrong, Marcia Eason Armstrong, Lauren Alberta Arrington, Ashton Christina Asbury, Tony Melissa Austin, Bradley Mark Avery, Nicholas Charles Avola, Matthew Mullen Aycock, Jasmine Tyler Ayers, Derica Desmonda Barbie, Matthew Ryan Barker, Chelsea Paige Barnett, Allison Marie Bartell, Michael Vincent Barton, Caitlin Ruth Batrial, Anne Caroline Bauer, Leah Severs Beachley, Travis Ray Beal, Mary Hannah Mae Bean, Karen Elise Beaudry, Paige Genevieve Beaumont, Stuart Anderson Beazle, Scott Stephen Beck, Catherine Ashley Bell, Francisco Ben Cosme, Ashley Lauren Berger, Hannah Pearl Berkowitz, Michael Daniel Burlett, Michael Robert Bevan, Andrew Quinn Beverly, John Robertson Bibb, Frederick Dean Bierbauer, Taylor K. Billings, Maria Jean Binney, Brett Emerson Beetoff, Kelsey Greenwood Biddle, Julian Christopher Bixby, Catherine Ann Blackburn, Bryant James Bland, Russell Dalton Blank, Damian Matthew Blankenship, Jerry Marr Blanton, Amy Nicole Blellock, Craig Barkley Blythe, Justin Tyler Buchheimer, Brittany Ann Bordeaux, Gabriella Bourret, Alexander Monday Boston, Megan Elizabeth Bosworth, Amanda Joy Bowers, Olivia Collins Boyce, Caitlin Jennifer Brennan, Mary Catherine Brewer, Gavin Richard Britz, Sarah Jane Brobeck, Helen Elizabeth Brokaw, Mary Catherine Marie Brophy, Blakeney Sharice Brown, Justin Donald Bryant, Kristen Amanda Bryant, Melissa Colleen Bryson, James Bradley Buchner, Elizabeth Jane Bunshu, Andrew Robert Bunker, Catherine Spencer Berg, Emily Anawaki Wallace Burlingame, Logan Jesse Burnett, Bo Wofford Burns, Andrew Paul Butler, Michael Whitfield Byington, Paula Cadgler, Mary Catherine Gravel Calloway, Elizabeth Caitlin Cannon, Carson Arian Capshaw Mack, Molly Brent Carnahan, Anna Marie Carr, Brian Matthew Carroll, Eleanor Denot Carroll, Laura Grace Carroll, Jonathan Gardere Carter, Monica Barbara Carosello, Valentina Marie Casanova, Ryan Scott Casey, Christine Marie Castellan, Jean Chen, John Brian Chiramonte, James David Churchill, Joshua Walter Clark, Tyler Ray Clater, Patrice Lucille Cobb, Sarah Finch Cobb, Antoine Charles Coetzee, Benjamin Russell Cohen, John Caleb Collins, Lindsay Nicole Collins, Zachary Eugene Collins, Robert Nicholas Conte, James Spencer Cook, Anna Lee Cooley, Elizabeth Lee Cooper, Charles Donaldson Cowser, Caitlin Elizabeth Crabtree, Stephen Charles Crespi, Charles Richard Crockett, James Elton Crockett, Jennifer Lee Cruiser, Emily Erin Cummings, Mark Andrew Custer, Rianne Jessica Coutillo, Jeffrey Michael Siepel, Takira Joshe Dale, Kwok Tron Dang, Ashley Victoria Doria, Donald Moore Davidson, Eleanor Carlton Davidson, Nancy Lois Davidson, Alexandra Jane Davidson Palmer, Meredith Hope Francis Davis, Paul Habib Debs, Hunter Gerard DeConnick, Virginia Winters DeLacy, Julianne Catherine DeLorso, Danny Deshawn Dembry, Catherine Marie DeRosa, Thomas Anthony Derry, Amisha Kirit Desai, Lindsay Ann Deutschman, Michelle Simone DeVito, Letitia Simone DiVenuto, John Michael Dick, Ellen Elizabeth Dykes, Samantha Michelle DeLiberti, Michael Scott Dimmock, Christopher Larkin Donovan, Megan Lynn Donovan, Tristan Lewis Doherty, Carrie Grace Duda, Peter Robert Delaney, Bryson Alexander Dunmeyer, Anna Catherine Dury, Christina Lisa Durr, Richard Sidney Dykstra, Rachel Elizabeth Eason, George William Easterbrook, Stephanie Erica Edwards, Charlotte Fairbanks Earlrick, John Jacob Eichhorn, Carolyn Rose Elliott, Carrie McAdam Ergen, Epiphany Shian Espinosa, Alexander LJSS, Joyce Elaine Fain, Zachary Scott Farkas, Sean Patrick Farrell, Turner Bernard Falk II, Rachel Barbara Fetters, Grace Gail Fenstermacher, Austin Lee Ferguson, Nathan Allen Faria, Michelle Ann Ferris, Samantha Marie Fiala, Brett Jared Findley, Matthew David Finn, Caitlin Marie Finance, Mackenzie Wade Finnegan, Dustin Drew Fletcher, Carrie Rash Flatt, Molly Patricia Fonseca, Benjamin McEwen Fontaine, Phoenicia Willicia Ford, Ryan Tyler Ford, Khadija K. Forna, Shahida Forna, Elizabeth Page Forrest, Ashley Elizabeth Fort, Christopher Allen Fox, Andrew Lane Fozzard, Sarah Elizabeth France, Mary Elizabeth Freitag, James Harold French III, Mary Catherine Frisbee, Kelton Patrick Fry, John Burnell Fryer, Holly Elizabeth Fuller, Christopher Samuel Funk, Bronwyn Gainsford, Amy Swan Garden, Megan Lynn Gartner, Brielle Nicole Gartner, Abigail Roseanne Gensch, Lauren Nicole Gensler, Cynthia Gunta, Thomas David Gibson, Mary Reiner Gigler, Scott Andrew Gillespie.
Brooke Janiyah Stowe Gilmore, Jessica Daniel Gimble, Benjamin Rockwell Gionnet, Paige Marie Givner, Teresa Janine Glasgow, Caitlin Shea Glower, Christopher Miles Gleason, Dennis Henry Godfrey Jr., Benjamin Brooks Godwin, Ingrid Lucille Golst, Alexandra Stafford Gray, Carmen LaHazel Green, Trevor Michael Green, Juliana Elizabeth Grigo, Paolo Umberto Guazzini, Tamara Tatiana Guillen, Simon Lee Hallberg, Kane McClellan Hamilton, Raul Rajiv Handa, Rachel Marie Handel, William Joseph Hank, Colleen Marie Hannon, Cassandra Lynn Hansen, Bradley Mark Harper, Jessica Lee Harrington, Morgan Thomas Harris, Carolyn Downey Hart, Emma Marie Hart, Jared Matthew Hart, Lori Catherine Hartman, Andrea Christine Hayes, Lily Elizabeth Hayes, Tarek Hayes, Paige Brannon Haynes, Augustina Stoppelworth Healy, Benjamin Hoff Healy, Brittany Val Huron, Rebecca Lee Heiner, Audrey Hayden Helmerich, Peter Duval Henninghausen, Karen Janile Henry, Meredith Marie Herman, Maria Alejandra Hernandez, Kara Langdon Herrick, Emily Rebecca Hirschman, Mary Ellen Hickey, Kathleen Elizabeth Hill, Victoria Regina Hill, Carl Robert Hilgren, Elfrida Rose Hirsch, Michael Andrew Hoke, Samantha Christian Hoback, April Michelle Hodges, Alexander Souther Hose, Corey Tyler Holliday, Andrew Lewis Holt, Andrew Martin Holzhauer, Ruby Satter Hoos, David Elijah Hopkins, Elizabeth Parrish Horn, James Harrison Horner, Thomas Stewart Hotchkiss, William Brooks Howard, Samantha Jane Howell, Caitlin Marie Hudgens, John Wesley Hughes, Julianne Elizabeth Hummelberg, Hannah K. Hunt, James Reynolds Hutchins, Justin Connery Hutton, Susan Wamosi Ishogo, Andrea Mika Ike, Joseph Alexander Ivy, Maximilian Clinica Jacobs, Cortland Jane Jaffe, Mariah Carolyn Jaffe, Jeffrey Mark Jansen, Stephen Rush Johns, Cooper Forbes Johnson, Whitney DeLeon Johnson, Marion Bartlett Johnston, Riley Anderson Johnston, Alexandra Fitzgerald Jones, Christina Marie Jones, Tiffany Renee Jordan, Sarah Frances Josie, Victoria Jane Urevich, Brett Andrew Kaiser, Grayson Carmichael Kane, Meredith Laughlin Kane, Timothy Robert Cower, Joyce Ann Keckner, Francis Patrick Keenan, Ryan Andrew Keenan, Abby Elizabeth Keener, Patrick Charles Kelly, Lily Ann Kessinger, Amin Zachary Kostrapur, Bethlehem Shorega Kidane. Johanna Margaret Kilbride. Maureen Patricia Kiley. Amanda Sue Kilgore. Benjamin Wesley Kilgore V. Shauna Marie Kilroy. Christine Hannah Kim. Paige Christine Klassing. Charles Edward Klug III. Adelaide Weld Knott. Olivia Marie Kohari. John Thomas Kotos. Rebecca Allison Koza. Lauren Frances Crownert. Natalie Rebecca Kramer. Sang Hyuk Hwan. Lucy Lan. Alexandra Marie Landite. Annabelle Hart Lang. Kelly Bauereis Larson. Lindsay Marie Lowney. Ji Un Lee. Keaton Alexander Lee. William Pleasance Lee. Elliot Martin Lerner. Chauncey Chapman Lever. Samuel Connor Levin. Elizabeth Amy Levison. Clifton Patrick Lewis. Mary Catherine Lewis. Whitney Arnetta Lewis. Grant Westcote Livesey. Amanda Catherine Lomax. Carlos Anthony Lopez. Avery Lord. Katie Marie Lotman. Brandon Samuel Lowe. Peter Robert Lurie. Catherine Ann Lushevsky. Brendan Leo Muggle. George Dewey Mabes IV. Hillary Lythe McInnes. Lauren Nicole Mahomes. Brittany Ray Main. Neil Makija. Mackenzie K. McComb. David Thomas Mangon. Allison Elizabeth Mann. Emily Lynn Manning. Emily Kathleen Manor. Kelsey Lee Markovich. Catherine Janet Marshall. Daniel Parker Martin. Elizabeth Eileen Martin. Michael Morris Masid. Kara Ann Matejov. Christian D. E. Mattia. Joseph Ronald Margeri. Naomi Lynn Maxa. John Chandler Maxwell. Elizabeth Williamson May. Laura Marie Meyerchak. William Alexander McClure. Elizabeth Ryan McCollum. Corey Edward McConnell. Scott Michael McCullough. Hillary Worthington McDonald. Thomas Joseph McGinley. Kelly Ann McGrath. Melissa Lee McKeon. Catherine Ann McLaughlin. Sean Andre McLeod. Kelly Diane McNair. Sierra Noel McPartland. Martha Araceli Medina. Catherine Oral Medlock Walton. Samantha Lee Melligan. Edgar Simon Mercado. Caroline Marie Merlin. Michelle Renee Merrill. Mikita Mesharaku. Alexander Matthew Metz. Ashley Ryan Meyer. James Edward Meyer. Christopher L. Mfumi. Christopher Lee Milam, Jr. Christina Lynn Milanese. Jeffrey James Miller. Catherine Lloyd Miller. Lauren Elizabeth Miller. Morgan Ashley Miller. Taylor Annette Miller Meeks. Ashley Kate Millhouse. Gregory Breen Minetti. Megan Elizabeth Miranda. Julia Hope Mertz. Kelly Rose Miskowitz. Christina Lynn Moeller. Alexis Lynetta Montgomery. Matthew David Moran. Natalie Elise Moreland. Carly Nicole Morgan. Christina Camille Morgan. Catherine Suzanne Morris. Michael Lawrence Morris. Christine Dalton Morrison. Thomas Christopher Morrison. Rebecca Catherine Morrow.
Elisa Bountiful Marai. Kevin Michael Murray. Michelle Marie Murray. Samuel Foster Murray. Sarah Lynn Myers. John Wilson Nave. Colin Michael Neefsey. Christopher John Nealon. Mary Caroline Knifer. Zachary Ward Newman. Levine Coates Newsom. Amanda Michelle Nichols. Margaret Parker Niehaus. Jennifer Lowry Nolan. Luke Aaron Norman. Carly Summer Norton. Daniel Christopher Norton. Dina Nosenko. John Edward Nugent. Robert Magner O'Connor. Russell Paul O'Donnell. Jello Orange. Anne Caroline Ornelas. Elizabeth Meade Osborne. Allison Sophia Osborne. Lisa Jane Ottensmeyer. Basil Nicholas Panaritas. Surya Panudunti. Nirali Sanjay Parikh. Andrew Houston Parker. Nilam Atul Kumar Patel. Joshua Taylor Pathman. Eleanor Hardin Patrick. Catherine Wade Pavarini. Matthew Robert Payne. Dane Hunter Pearson. Luke Ashton Perry. Reed Hoyt Perry Jr. Laura Ann Peters. Lindsay Ann Pickle. Juan Felipe Pinson. Jasmine Michelle Pitt. Marcus Preston Place. Meredith Lee Rouse Pleasance. Lee Ann Poole. Caitlin Hadley Porter. Stephen Curtis Porter. Putri Pamela Powell. William Barrett Powell II. Chelsea Michelle Privet. Harrison Weaver Proctor. Samantha Jacqueline Riddell. Elizabeth Mary Radford. Meredith Flint Rankin. Perry Kyle Ransbottom. Cecily Simone Ray. Anisha Adunatal Reddy. Catherine Elizabeth Redmond. Samuel Stephen Redmond. Jennifer Elizabeth Reed. Erin Karen Reeve. Lindsay Taylor Reinstrom. Claire Elizabeth Reinchus. Alexa Lynn Renfro. Katarina Kim DeRavici. Christopher William Riccio. Daniel Christopher Richard. Emily Catherine Rizik. Emily Clarkson Roach. Cameron Matthew Roberts. Tyler Johnston Robertson. Justin Daniel Robinette. Michael Kolinsky Robinson. Roger Wolcott Robinson. Alfredo Rodriguez Allen. Charles Michael Rowe. Helena Maria Rogers. Michaela Kate Rogers. Amy Michelle Ronstadt. Valerie Wanlin Romano. Molly Brianna Ronayne. Alec William Donald Rosen. David Woodson Rule. Melina Danae Runnels. Thomas Nash Rusher. Chelsea Elizabeth Mensch Roscosko. Elizabeth Petit Russell. Kelly Marie Russo. Douglas Reed Ryan. Carlin Irene Salmon. Peter Alfred Sarazin. Ashley Catherine Sawyer. Maxwell Andrew Schlemler. James Michael Schneider. Alexandra Hope Schultz. Morgan Mary Shutree. Vanessa Gabrielle Schwartz. Joseph Leonard Sharino. Benjamin Kenner Scoville. Edward Anton Joseph Sieber. Sarah Faye Center. Peter Clopton Shames. Sylvia DeWitt Shank. Allison Elizabeth Sharkey. Kayla Maria Shipley. Ann Elizabeth Showalter. John Reed Murkison Sidebottom. Zachary Allen Silver. Mary Ryan Sims. Caroline Colin Sims. Spencer Elizabeth Slocum. Emily Ruth Smiley. Kevin Michael Smith. Cyril Lauren Smith. Jesse Daniel Sokolow. Macy Victoria Solarsala. Donald Tayon Song. Greta Catherine Spangenberg. Rebecca Rose Spees. Dylan Wayne Spivey. Edmund McElroy Stakaitis. Alan Tippett Stanton. Charles Robert Stanton. Jarrett Austin Stevens. Leah Rochelle Stern. May Lewis Stimpson. Carrie Rebecca Stokes. Daryl Keast Stone III. Brittany Jade Studevant. John McGraw Taylor. John Woodruff Taylor. Sharona Ethel Taylor Howard. Elizabeth Sharp Theriot. Brooke Janee Thomas. Emily Elizabeth Thomas. Lauren Macaulay Thomas. Michael Joseph Timmons. Henderson Whitner Trefsker. Emily Chandler Troxler. David Winston Tucker. Stuart Milton Tucker. John Randolph Turner. Hollis Priscilla Terrell. Krista Ann Ulrich. Susan Yates Upton, Melanie Rose Yu Uwe, Madison Elizabeth Vane, Curtis Robert Vaughn, Caitlin Rebecca Varga, Jonathan Esho Varghese, Eric Victor Varney, Aubrey Catherine Vaughn, Paget Lane Vaughn, Andrew Scott Veazey, Bryce Alexander Fieldgood, Sarah Emily Villavarde, Hamlin Landis Wade III, Madeline Morse Wade, Rupal Wadahan, Catherine Hutchins Wainwright, Anthony David Walden, Tehran Jamal Walker, Elise Elizabeth Wallace, Kelsey Grace Wallace, Alyssa Marie Walter, Corinne Norfleet Ward, Jessica Lillian Warner, Branton Rufus Washington, Brittany Candace Washington, Cornelius Foster Washington, Adam Berg Watson, Lisa Catherine Wow, Carissa Lee Weidman, Grace Hannah Weir, Samantha Diane Weiss, Michelle Lee Weldon, Jason Christopher Wirtz, Sarah Elizabeth Wheeler, Hannah Maria Whitaker, Caroline Joan White, Randall Harrison Ray White, Ashley Nichols Witten, Sonia Christine Wiley, Caitlin Cheyenne Williams, Elizabeth Ann Willis, Taylor Maggie Wilson, Abigail Kimberly Winokur, John Daniel Winters, Margaret Elizabeth Wood, Megan Kirby Wood, Miles Tyler Wood, Taylor Kate Wood, Cheyenne Nicole Woods, Brittany Ann Wright, Stephanie Marie Wright, Sarah Grace Wyatt, Catherine Saunders Winecoop, Catherine May Yo, Amanda Janice Yanis Yan, Julia Alexandra Young, Jonathan Zykowski, Amelia Jane Zator, Xiaoyan Zhu, please join me in congratulating these graduates.
Don't take my stuff.
It's blown away.
Thanks. Congratulations, Bachelor of Arts degree holders. We now move on to candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree. I bet you guys can make a bigger noise than the Bachelor of Arts candidates. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science please stand? President Hatch, these candidates have completed the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science, and it is with pleasure that I present them to you on behalf of the faculty of the college for the conferral of their degree.
Under the authority of the Board of Trustees and upon the recommendation of Dean Fetro and the faculty of the college, I confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Science.
Bachelor of Science degree holders of the class of 2012, you are now alumni of Wake Forest College. Will the Bachelor of Science graduates please proceed to the platform under the direction of the faculty marshals?
Brittany Lee Adams, Cynthia Ruth Adams, Ibayomi Ade Adeyemi, Kolade Muchaile Agbola, Allison Kathleen Alexander, Rebecca Clara Alms, Nicole Marie Angelo, Sashank Arimili, Michael Bruce Arquilla, Laura Elizabeth Ader, Celeste Arcady Azevedo, Bradley Michael Baker, Soham Banerjee, Emily Olivia Bells, Seth Andrew Bernstein, Mary Catherine Bender, Christopher Allen Bobbitt, Daniel William Bowen, Christopher Scott Boyd, Timothy Donald Brady, Matthew Edward Brumbaugh, Devin John Butterfield, Michael Joseph Carlotti, Elizabeth June Caro, Stephanie Compton Clark, James Samuel Cockram, America Z. Colombo, Jordan Josiah Conklin, Randall Stefan Conrad, David Mark Copeland, Gregory Peter Cordo, Deirdre Roberts Craven, Katie O'Brien Cruz, Kyle Joseph Crossan, J. Alexander Dainty, Daniel Joseph David, Caitlin Elizabeth Davis, Anthony Charles De Palma, Raleigh Dale Detlinger, Meredith Lindsay Drawn, Andrew John Dresser, Caroline Grace Epstein, Lauren Elizabeth Essler, Alexander Scott Fisher, Patrick Mercedes Fives, Natalie Danielle Ford, Richard Gabriel Friedman, Jessica Lee Fryer, Daniel Corey Gallagher, Catherine Lee George, Albert Curvin Gilbert IV, Noah Alexander Grada, James Harrison Grunwald, Leslie Ann Gustafson, Tyler Christopher Haydad, Laura Emily Hanson, Jennifer Catherine Hartel, Christian Calderon Hartford, Daniel Benjamin Hodges, Courtney Eva Holmes, Daniel Dale Holst, Christian Bradley Howard, Megan Nicole Hunter, Aaron Banks Engel, Caroline Moore Irving, Laura Catherine Jeter, Annalisa K. Johnson, John Christian Keller, Melissa Joyce Kepke, Sung Min Kim, Matthew Allen King, Jenny Lee Kissel, Rudolph John Klein, Brian David Kepnick, Kelsey Ann Corey, Darian Maurice Leneve, Robert Arvid Lanzer, Rachel Catherine LeBlanc, Asina Levent, Amy Cynthia Lang, Sarah Catherine Lobert, Paul Christopher Lozer, Charles Andrew Luce, Lauren Nicole Marie Lotz, Aaron Elizabeth Mahoney, Thomas John Melozzi, Michael Caesar Mangiapane, Stephanie Ruth Markham, Matthew James Martin, Megan Laura Massey, Ian Desmond McCauley, Andrew Francis McCarty, Troy Shane McCarty Jr., Graham Fisher McHenry, Caitlin Michael McKenzie, Claire Allison McClellan, Jenny Beth Blinn Meyer, Jorge Jr. Mendez Estrada, Jasmine Anitra Mims, Jacqueline Mountcastle, Christina Michelle Munson, Robert Benson Musey, Christian Marcus Mustroff, Anna Clara Midlovska, William Wilson Myers, Mary Rebecca Minot, Leslie Natalia Naranjo Dillon, Nusat Binta Nashir, Gilberto Navarro III, Roman Carroll Nelson Jr., Stacy Caroline Newman, Don Lee Neuendak, Rachel Elizabeth Nidry, Taylor Annette Norman, Philip Andrew Odom, Folake Sonavia Ogunsimoa, Tisha Lachelle Oliver, Kimberly Ann O'Neill, Quintus Sylvanus Owen, Alexandra Nicole Pato, Stephanie Pagan Torres, Catherine Ann Papaliu, Charles Mark Pushayan, Kasha Govind Patel, Jeffrey Thomas Pauls, Tiffany Marie Payne, Jasmine Simone Pendergrass, Malika Vani Penmetza, Cameron Rogelio Pinaro, Caitlin Noel Piosa, Anna Elizabeth Pitts, Jessica Ann Querin, Brian Joseph Quinn, Jason Robert Raji, Megan Elizabeth Rahal, Daniel Thomas Raleigh, Laura Gray Rapp, Brian Richard Reagan, Megan Elizabeth Reeves, Bradley Robert Reuter, Amir Alexander Rizayat, Seth David Rhodes, Peter Andrew Rickloff, Unique Catherine Robinson, Zachary Rogers, Matthew Lee Rolfing, Kelly Nicole Rumbaugh, Bradley Hart Saita, Andrew Bradley Saltzman, Dylan Hughes Sanders, Luigi Alfonso Sang, Nicholas Christopher Saponara, Kelly Catherine Shearer, Brittany Lynn Shue, Sydney Elise Schultz, Luke James Schwartz, Tara Elizabeth Seymour, Elaine Yeelan Shao, Peter Horace Sherman, Griffin Benjamin Shoemaker, Allison Joy Silverman, Matthew Adam Simari, Jennifer Joy Scovira, Ashley Elizabeth Smith, Melissa Lynn Smith, Emily Elizabeth Sperlin, Ryan Lewis Stevens, Elizabeth Margaret Ann Stewart, Matthew David Stork, George Edward Story Jr., Kimberly Ann Straglinski, Eric Raymond Tainch, Mary Catherine Taylor, Elizabeth Megan Thomas, Sean Matthew Tomorrow, Preston Tron, John Raleigh Treka, Aaron Michael Trevino, Kayla Lauren Trivet, Zaharo Kali Sakuras, Brandon Edward Turner, Lindsay Nicole Urquina, Andrea Jimena Valdespino, Henry Matthew Van Hala, Drew Thomas Venables, Ryan David Wagner, Zachary Spiros Walker, Kevin Francis Walsh, Grace Michelle Wandell, Rachel Kathleen Weiner, Joshua Allen Wineflash, Harrison Trent West, Courtney Alexandra Wicker, Amanda Lynn Williams, Thomas Robert Williams, Joshua Ford Weinberger, Lindsay Ann Wofford, Jen Yee, Robert Michael Zalamani, Alexandra Elizabeth Zettany. Please join me in congratulating these new graduates.
Please join me in congratulating all of the recipients of the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees one more time.
I call upon Gordon McCrae, Senior Associate Dean, to present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Business and Accountancy.
Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Business and Accountancy please stand? President Hatch, these candidates have completed the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science in Business and Accountancy, and it is with pleasure that I present them to you on behalf of the faculty of the Schools of Business for the conferral of their degree.
Under the authority of the Board of Trustees and upon the recommendation of the Dean of the Schools of Business, Dean Reineman, and the faculty of the Schools of Business, I confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Science in Business and Accountancy.
Bachelor of Science in Business and Accountancy class of 2012, you are now alumni of Wake Forest. And so, will the Bachelor of Science in Business and Accountancy graduates please proceed to the platform under the direction of the faculty marshals. Faith Macaulay Adams. Paige Holland Albright. Gabriel Brasilero Andrade. Kelly Eileen Archard. Kristen Marie Atchison. Andrew Gordon Augustus. Michael William Badger. Sydney Elizabeth Bailey. Brian Edward Barnett. John Alexander Bartlett. Lee Michael Bedford. Nicholas John Belisario. Kevin Alexander Bernardo. Benjamin Michael Blaze. Kristen Jean Blodgett. Alan Clark Blunt. Katie Laura Bloom. Martin Frederick Alexander Booth. Brittany Elizabeth Bornhofen. Louis Anthony Brotherton. Aaron Chris Bullock. John Bernard Byrne. Brooke Sarah Camps. Ronan Columba Carr. Carolyn Ann Castle. Vincent Joseph Cerniglia Jr. Robert Powers Chin. John Nicholas Cohen. J. Tanner Combius. William Robert Correa. Boyd Mitchell Dagley II. Sebastian Damas. Charles Alexander Dan. Ann Meredith Davis. Mark Anderson Delatorre. Kayla Lynn Deaton. Erica Elizabeth DeBrock. Nathaniel David Demi. Max Joseph Denker. Aaron Alexandra Devine. Brendan Mark Donahue. Clifton Seth Dunlap. Claire Valentine Dunn. Kane Brinkley DeVoskin. Ryan Guy Edwards. Theodore Price Elam. Elizabeth Mary Elliott. Raina Enan. Caitlin Steele Estes. Elizabeth Ann Farr. Emily Ann Fekowitz. Catherine Elizabeth Feeney. Matthew James Feltz. Ashani Renelle Fernando. Samantha Joan Fields. Benjamin Howland Fish. Caroline Elizabeth Fisher. Eileen Bridget Fitzgerald. Emily Roulette Flowers. Grant Walton Forstall. Casey Ricks Fowler. Natalie Michelle Friedman. Lawrence Maxfield Fry. Alexander Augustine Fullerton. Matthew James Gallioni. John Harrison Garfinkel. Matthew Grayson Garner. Richard Thomas Gerbino. John Paul Giamarino, Stephanie Diane Gifford, Rachel Lee Goldberg, Gregory Edward Gorman, McCrae Butler Gould, Sarah Gould Grant, Melanie Lynn Green, Aaron Michael Green, Lauren Christina Greenwald, Catherine Lauren Guerra, John Henry Gillard, Alex Charles Gutstein, Robert Stephen Hager, Amy Jo Hartelius, John Michael Heffernan, Alexander Carcetti Hill, Maggie Elliott Hoy, Lauren Christine Honaki, Mariama Simone Holman, Amanda Layla Howell, Lindsay Aaron Hurley, Kevin Reese Ingold, Joshua Samuel Jacobs, Jesse Ethan Jaffe, Justin Scott Johnson, Skylar Elizabeth Jordan, Christopher Nabil Kalamchi, Adam George Keith, Lauren Elizabeth Killick, Don Han Kim, Elijah Zebedee Kim, John Harry Kirkpatrick, Sarah Elizabeth Kitchen, Samuel Hansford Kitchen, Michael Gregory Kleffner, Alexander Joseph Klein, Ashley Lisa Kokakevich, Philip Walter Koroshitz, Peter James Lasarenza, Kristen Nicole Lambert, Michelle Ann Lange, Keely Trimble Lawner, Andy S. Lee, William Davis Lisi, Hang Lin, Sean McNabb Logan, Sarah Elizabeth Longworth, Thomas Francis Looney II, Emily Elizabeth Luce, Allison Rose Lyons, Emily Patricia Maciag, Eric Eaton Mack, Sandra Michelle Malm, Daniel Cole Mars, Dana Brem Mayer, Drew Marshall McAvoy, Ryan Andrew McCarthy, Shannon Lee McGorry, Emily Catherine McGraw, Benjamin Russell McKegg, Christopher Roberts McEwen, Dana Lucille McPherson, Allison Lee Mears, Karen Kathleen Miller, Frank Bernard Miller, John Marshall Milliken, Connor James Mills, Michael Walter Montgomery, Gary Allen Moon, Caitlin Hunter Moore, Benjamin Sayer Morrow, Allison Marie Moy, William McKay Murphy, Sarah Kristen Neves, Hillary Lynn Nelson, David Christian Nestor, Timothy John Nicodemus, Sheen Nia, Cambry Lynn Ayler, Carissa Sarah O'Keefe, Sean Alakai Oliveira, Stephen Arthur Overholt Jr., Allison Christine Owen, Ari George Pappas, Ryan Michael Pappas, Gary Michael Pasqualicchio, Catherine Hamilton Peacock, Kevin Dominic Pinesso, Samantha Marie Parada, Allison Laura Petta, Jonathan David Philpott, Jeffrey Lawrence Pilch, Alexander David Pompey, Robert James Poston, Daniel Pierre Pouliot, Elizabeth Ashley Prentice, Timothy Conrick Prey, Caitlin Ann Pulling, Lindsay Hartman Quinn, Alexander James Raganisi, John Farnham Ransdell, Walter Byron Reese, Matthew Cameron Reed, Patrick Francis Reeves, Robert McVeigh Reinhardt, Sarah Catherine Renner, Molly Ann Riazzi, Sam Baker Richards, Sammer Ritchie, Matthew Thomas Ricks, Timothy Burton Rogers, Heather Albright Rogers, Oliver Anthony Rogers, Ashley Hunter Ross, Colin Joseph Royal, Stephen John Rudberg, Christopher Michael Ryan, Laura Elizabeth Sadow, Sarah Sumner Sanford, Andrew Paul Sassani, Raquel Louise Shari, Stephen Charles Shopmer Jr., Victoria Catherine Schott, Philip Reed Schroeder, Ryan Michael Schroeder, Thomas Parker Schweer, Faith Caroline Sedbury, Michael Jeffrey Seitz, Bradley Ryan Simones, Brendan Thomas Shea, Sarah Hanae Shelness, Stephen Beers Shepard Jr., Brian Andrew Sherman, Ju Young Shin, William Arch Schulten, Stephen Whiteford Sims, Madeline Dare Smith, Thomas Carl Smolinski, Jacqueline Suzanne Sokolsky, Ilchan Fraser Song, Jennifer Marie Spiel, Kyle Matthew Stanley, Hannah Sarah Steckler, Samina Stephan, Victoria May Stewart, Houston Curtis Stokes, Ashley Marie Sikoski, Catherine Voorhees Swain, Jacqueline Marie Sawyer, Patrick Gray Sawara, Reese Michael Simonowski, Caitlin Marie Thomas, Carolyn Elizabeth Toll, Christopher Stewart Ward Townsend, Sean Bernard Tracy, Matthew Richard Trakamus, Margaret Elizabeth Troller, Corinne Tien Ung, Sarah Elizabeth Van Winter, Douglas Wright Weaver II, Nicholas Stephen Webb, Douglas Marshall Weidman, Bethany Marie Winland, Caitlin Beth Wiese, Shemislav Alexander Velchevsky, Jonathan Thomas Williford, Brian Scott Wilson, Michael Andrew Wooten, Brittany Nicole Werdeman, Samuel Wolf Wyman, Shin Yu Yao, Ryan Timbers Youngerman, Shirley Chin Yu, Jonathan Wayne Zigman, An Chi Zhou, Brendan James Russell, William Edwards Owens. Congratulations, class of 2012.
I now call upon Lieutenant Colonel Arthur Edelman for the ROTC commissioning.
Ladies and gentlemen, It is my honor to recognize 7 graduates who not only earned a degree, but also completed the military science and leadership requirements to commission as officers in the United States Army. I will now administer the oath of commissioning. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name in sequence.
I, Michael Robert Evans. I, Logan Jesse Burnett. I, Zachary Scott Larkin. I, Thomas John Maloney. I, Sean Clay Olivera. I, Alex William Donald Ross. I, Eric Victor Barney.
Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of second lieutenant, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, our Army's newest officers.
I now call upon Neelam Patel for the recessional announcement.
As we conclude our ceremony today, I would like to remind and encourage all students to process through the faculty tunnel at the far end of the quad. Wake Forest is unique in its teacher-scholar model, where faculty members put students first and their personal research second. We have forged many relationships and established mentorships with countless professors, both in class and on campus. Please join me in exiting through the faculty tunnel to share in fellowship and friendship one final time before we disperse across the country and the world. It is my hope that we all remember the individuals that were so influential during our formative collegiate years, and that we are willing to take the time once again to thank them for all that they have done to make us into the mature and knowledgeable graduates that we are today. Now, if you would please stand for the alma mater.
Would you be seated, please? Sorry. I want to ask our guests to please remain seated following the benediction and during the recessional. Now, would you pray with me? Our benediction today was written by a chaplain at another university, but it says exactly what I would like to say. Each beginning demands an ending. Every ending promises a beginning. Now is such a time. Go now, and may passion inspire you, may injustice trouble you, may hope comfort you, may friendship nourish you, may you sometimes get it right, may you laugh when you don't, may peace surround you, may love permeate you, may gratitude overwhelm you. Go now knowing that good, thoughtful, and loving words have been spoken for you in this remarkable place, filled with friends, with teachers, with mentors, with wisdom, with hopes, and with dreams. And as you go, may you find the right questions to ask. May you give more than you have received, and may you know the depth of your knowledge, of your compassion, now and in the days to come. Go now in peace. Live simply, gently, at home in yourselves. Act justly, speak honestly. May the love that overcomes all differences, that heals all wounds, that puts to flight all fears, that reconciles all who are separated, be in us and among us, now and always. And now, Wake Forest class of 2012, in the spirit of pro humanitate, go now, make a positive difference in our world. Amen.